Huh. It says live chat is not available for customs. Okay, let's see if this works. One day. It worked last time when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's not working now. We're live? No, we're not.
I checked in our Facebook and I didn't see that we are yet.
Where I'm live. No,
Oh,
I'm not.
well, it says we are.
We are live? It worked
Yeah,
last time.
yeah, we are live.
Are we alive? It's interesting because are we still live? Because we've been trying for the last 10 minutes to try to be live. Are we still live? My
We
phone.
are.
Okay, there
So,
you
so this is a
go.
good. This is a perfect thing. We'll just lead this into our. Hi, Roxy. Hi, Betty. Hi, Morris. This
Apparently
is
we
really
are
good.
live.
We're live, so we get to actually see the whole thing because how perfect for our topic today.
Oh, topic.
Also,
Okay, beautiful people. That's
that's
why
great.
we're here.
Oh,
We've
this is
been trying for the last
half
20
hour.
minutes, half an hour to get on live. And then the Zoom, apparently the Zoom and the Facebook and all these things are not friends anymore. And I was able, I don't know how, I was able to stream it Sunday on our connection circle. And now I was showing me that everything is prepared. I went live, but it was showing me that it's not connected. So I'm like, okay, we're not connected. Let me redo this again. And then 2 minutes later, it's like, you are live. Are we? Seriously? Hope I didn't swear. Hope I didn't say nothing bad.
And I guess that's a part of obstacles, right? Number one, friend or foe. It's looking at it. Okay, well, it's given us a good laugh, right? To be able to to be able to look at yeah, what the obstacle that it seemed, and exploring different things and looking at different options. And yeah, for me, I think in some ways it's that aspect of perspective, right? We could look at it as, oh my goodness, now we've gone live and here we are trying to figure it out and people are watching. It's kind of like, great, we get to be witnessed and seen for us in our thing, rather than this, oh, everything's all poised and put together. It's kind of like, no, we're trying to figure it out. So welcome to reality.
Welcome to Pop-Up Conversations. Behind the scenes.
This is the bloopers reel, right?
Yeah, this is the real life pop-up conversation behind
Yeah.
the scenes.
That's great. How
Try
great.
to do a live, but and it's interesting because I actually nothing happens for no reason. We were talking about these obstacles because we were struggling with Facebook and streaming it from Zoom to Facebook and so on for a while, and I heard that we're not the only one that's struggling with this. And then as we do this, then we had these obstacles, and as you saw that we didn't stop. We keep trying to figure out. And that's why we wanted to talk with all of you today that watching. Thank you for coming in and watching, because in life and in business, most definitely in business, we're gonna have a lot of obstacles. And what is the reason that why we keep going, and what makes us keep going on our obstacles, especially when feel like the obstacles are like more than we can handle, or the fact that obstacles can be, is this something that makes me like it's a sign for me to stop, or it's a sign for me to like I need to keep going? And that's something that is, I even struggle with this. So I'd love to hear you, Lorna, and of course those that are watching live or a replay would love to hear your feedback, your opinion. What will you do? What when you don't know, should I continue if I have this blockage obstacle in my business, in my life, or what do I do? Do I continue, or do this is I take it as a sign, or I take it as a something to propel me? What do you think, Lorna?
That's a really great question, and I know for myself, and I think probably each one of us has had those experiences, right? Of trying to push through, and what's wrong with me, and what do I need to see, and where are the blocks, all of those pieces. And I know that in my own experience, I still am encountered with that. And then more and more often, what I start to do is realize how I'm doing that, and then tune in. What's the thought, number one, but what's the feeling? Those thoughts that are happening, what's the feeling that's happening in my body? And
Yeah.
that's where I come to, okay, what's happening? And if I can just feel into that, then it's almost like the other things start to dissipate. And okay, and from then clarity either will happen, or the sense of, okay, naturally this will happen, or it doesn't really matter, that that's really what it was about, is there was something that was ready to be felt, something that just needed to shift and be, that I got to be present to. So for me, I think that it's not that clear, because it for me it has fit into that aspect of, okay, am I to push through, or is it the pause? Am I in this place of a pause? And even in there, am I going to get right or wrong? It's just kind of like, okay, let's just come. And sometimes things will shift in and just it'll settle in, just that moment. And other times, oh, okay, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour later, there's still something to be felt into. That's how I approach it, is looking beyond how we've sometimes perceived what each of those means, what the obstacles mean, and look at it that way. So, what about
Yeah.
you? What else? How else do you approach it?
It's, I think it's sometimes it depends of the situations as well, but it makes a lot of sense what you're saying, and especially lately, more I realize, more I'm tuning in, I learned this from you, to tuning in from with my body, because I tune a lot here, and I'm trying to make the logic, my right side of my brain, what are the facts? I'm going for the facts, and that's gonna give me the answer. But sometimes when an obstacle come, or something is like, in my face to stopping me, I tune in with my body, like you said, tune in, feel, is this something that, is important to me to do it, disregard the obstacle or not, or these obstacles, do I feel like is a contraction? So I'm learning how to listen my body more, because I truly believe that our bodies never lie, and they will tell you the truth. One example I have learned from Theta healing or Sedona method. There, or anyway, there's different methods that I have learned. It comes from muscle testing. So if you ever heard about muscle testing, you can try it on you, because that's why they say the body never lies. So you can stand up. I'm not gonna do it now, but you stand up and you close your eyes and you look kind of like you try to look beneath your eyes, and you say the word yes, and then feel how your body, and usually normally the body is going to move forward, and that means it's a yes. And if you close your eyes and then you shift it, and then you say no, and you think of the energy of no, usually your body is going to go backwards. So that is like, I use a lot that I'm like, okay, let's see what my body says. Or another sensation, it's the construction and expansion. When I feel expanded, when I feel excited, that means it's a yes for me. And when I feel constructed, when I feel like I'm, everything tights up, that's mean it's a no for me. So there's different ways. Would love to hear your guys, what guides you, what is in, or maybe you're not so somatic, maybe you are more intellectual. Either way is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, one thing I have learned, that obstacles are the ones that I learn the most from. Like every single time an obstacle comes, of course, in that moment, I'm like, ooh, I kind of like don't want to be in this sensation where I don't know where do I go, left or right. But I always remind myself this. The most and the greatest lesson I have learned in my life, they were from obstacles, from hustles, from struggles, and then hindsight afterwards, I'm like, now I realize why I didn't go that route, or why did I went through this and I hit my head, because I had to learn so many things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that I truly believe, that when you change your perspective of how you see obstacles, and you almost like, in a crazy or not way, you be like, obstacle does mean I'm about to learn something. Obstacle does mean I was about to shift something. And I think that's where it's coming from. But definitely obstacles can be a stopper for your business. It can be something that can damage your business as well too. But also it can be something that can, you know, propel you and push your business forward. We'd love to hear your guys, your takeaways, your input into this conversation. What else you would like to, what comes to you, Lorna, when you think of this subject?
You know, I coming from, you know, my background, number one, as an avid reader, and you know, and I love movies as well. And my background in teaching in the school system, where I taught children how to write stories, is that the and any of us who go to, well, so go back, fairy tales, there's always, you know, there's a three tests, there's three challenge, 3 days. So there's always, like, in the fairy tales, those challenges, those tests, those obstacles are always a very integral part of the story. And so, um, looking at things through the lens of a movie or story is to think about, if we go to a movie, I think most of us, whether it's, you know, watching something on TV, Netflix, the theater, whatever it is, we go there and we expect, we hope for those challenges. We hope, we wait for, we're watching for, we know they're going to come, those obstacles, because that takes us into that feeling of literally being able to feel the excitement, the challenge, the, oh no, what's going to happen? So we seek those things out in our day-to-day life. And so if we can look at those things, look at the from that lens onto our own experience. If I was, this is as the character in my movie going through this, what would I do if I was sitting in the theater with my popcorn in hand? I'd be, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? What's she going to decide? What's she going to decide? Right? So we seek this, but when we're in the midst of it, we think, oh wow. So I think that's where sometimes getting that perspective of what would it be like to look at it from another, you know, I'm the character, I'm the main character in the story of Lorna, in the story of Adriana, you know, and here she's going through all of these things. Her business, her personal life is, wow. And so I think that's the part of it, is if we can, in some ways, not take it personally, even while we are personally experiencing it, but to be
I
able to
love
just, wow, be in the flow and the mix of it and the awe of it. That's,
That's such a good analogy. I love that analogy. I love that analogy of a movie and being, you know, taking yourself out of being from in the movie and take yourself out of it and be the director and be like, I can be the director, or I can be just a person that watched the movie. And then you can see it such that perspective, changing your perspective and taking yourself outside of your own box, I think is a game changer, especially when it comes to obstacles. And when I did back many years ago, when I wanted to become a paramedic, and I did my course to my first step, which is the first responder. My instructor told me, he said, not if you will see, because we all as a beginners into first responder, he said the certain types of situation you will never wanted to see or ever experience. It was like, you know, seeing children that die, or like someone that decapitated their heads and things like that. And my instructor said, because we were horrified of this, and he said, it's not if this is going to happen to you, it's when this is going to happen to you. And that stuck with me for the rest of my life, and I take that and I can use it in this idea of, it's not if obstacles is going to happen in your business, is when it's going to happen in your business. And when it's happening in your business, what you planning to do? Are you preparing ahead for them? Because when I prepare myself mentally that this is gonna happen, then when it's happening, my brain says like, wait a minute, I think I remember we had the conversation about this. So
that's,
now it doesn't take me by surprise so much. So I think preparation it's a huge important thing too. You prepare yourself mentally for
yeah,
these obstacles.
that's true. And that circles back to what you'd said earlier, Adrienne, about the aspect of get excited when they're showing up, because it means, right, that you're getting stronger, or you're about ready to make this breakthrough, or it's a pivot point. So it's not there for anything other than moving you forward in one way or another. Yeah.
Yeah, We love it. Well, also we love to hear your guys' takeaways and what is the obstacle, if you like to share. What is the obstacle that you're struggling with now in your business in this moment? Or what was your tool, your magic skill or tool that helped you to go forward when you were in an obstacle? What make you was mentally, emotionally, physical? What was that thing for you that helped you to overcome that obstacle, especially in your business? Thank you so much. We'll love to hear from you. It's our always a pleasure. You see, even here we started with the obstacle, we struggle with technology, but we make it happen, and then that's why we're still here. We push it through, and we learn something from it. Now I learn not to hesitate and just stay with it and have some patience because it might go live.
There you go. So great. So great.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Lorna, for this beautiful pop-up conversation we have here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll love to hear from you. Say hello. I see Dallas is watching us. So hello, hello, Dallas. We'll love to have you here as well, too. And we will see you in 2 weeks, not this Sunday. Next Sunday, we'll have our next connection circle. Connection Circle event, and we'll love to have you there. Until then, take care, people. Enjoy it. And if you have an obstacle, remind yourself, I'm about to learn something new. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.